too apropos to shaking hands, and now Davey Richards will begrudgingly shake hands with the Motor City Machine Guns. And the fans only have needed to see these two teams walk into the ring. And let's see what we have here. It's going to be Alex Shelley to start for his team against Eddie Edwards. To our knowledge, none of these four men have ever been to the ring with one another, either in singles action either. Though it may very well happen, but for the most part, we don't think that they've ever been in singles competition either against one another. And Alex Shelley will power Eddie Edwards right back to the corner. Both teams wrestled all over the world, in Japan as well, all over North America, in Europe, Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. Multiple times, multiple tours for all four men. And just listen to the crowd here. Dueling chants. Crowd's not even sure who to cheer for at this point. Again, you've got Eddie Edwards in the blue tights against Alex Shelley, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex goes down to the drop toe hold. Eddie floats over to a front face lock. Alex takes him down. Roll through. Eddie ends up on top for a moment. Alex reverses out of it into a hammer lock. Look at the athleticism. Eddie Edwards stands right back up, gets out of it. Hammer lock of his own into a headlock takeover. And Eddie Edwards now making Alex Shelley carry all of his weight. Shelley up to his feet. You can see he steps right on the back of the knee there to take Eddie Edwards down to one knee. Shelley in control for a moment. Arm wringer. Eddie flips right out of it. Now puts an arm wringer out of his own. Both these teams do everything at about 100 miles an hour. Shelley with a roll through. Puts his leg through. Now takes Eddie Edwards down to the mat again, going right to the back of that knee to take Eddie Edwards down. And quickly a surfboard. No, an inverted surfboard. Hang on. Down to a pinning combination, 2 count only. Headlock takeover, head scissors by Eddie, reversed out of it. Now they're both to their feet. And listen to the crowd. Tremendous chain wrestling sequence right there from Alex Shelley and Eddie Edwards. Again, this match will probably be 100 miles an hour both ways. Both teams just so quick on their feet. Another lockup, and now Eddie Edwards will power Alex Shelley back into the corner of the American Wolves, the former 2CW tag champions. Alex Shelley, though, quickly away from Davey Richards. He'll make a tag, and now we've got Chris Sabin and Davey Richards. Last time we saw Richards in this building, one-on-one singles action against Jay Freddy. Freddy ended up getting the win only after Richards kicked the ring post. Ended up injuring himself. Freddy, though, did, to his credit, continue on against Davey and force the submission. Richards into the arm wringer. Chris Sabin rolls through with a couple of different flips. Davey tries a somersault out of it. Kip up. One-handed cartwheel into a standing drop kick. Tremendous athleticism, though. Richards runs right into an arm drag. Sabin right back. The two trade arm drags. Leg sweep misses, spin kick misses. Sabin gets caught coming on the way in. Davey gets caught. They both caught each other. And they'll back up. Again, a nice chain wrestling sequence this time, though, from Davey Richards and Chris Sabin. Sabin now extending the olive branch. And Davey Richards has shaken hands once, and don't necessarily think he wants to shake hands again. He's a competitor, and he shakes Sabin's hand and then kicks him right in the stomach. Well, so much for goodwill in this matchup. Again, both teams are in this to win, and Eddie Edwards using his own head there on the headbutt as Davey threw the head of Chris Sabin into Eddie Edwards. That's a page out of the Samoans book right there. And Chris Sabin caught in the wrong corner. Quickly will kick his way and elbow his way out of it. Up comes Sabin into an arm drag. Shelley then punches Eddie Edwards. And the Guns going to work on Eddie Edwards in the corner. Saban directing traffic. Shelley takes Davy Richards off the ring apron. Elbow and a shoulder tackle. Now in goes Davy Richards, hits his own teammate. Saban to the running forearm smash, now sets up Shelley with a forearm smash. Back comes Saban, another elbow. 3 in a row, the Wolves are staggered. And down to the floor goes Davy Richards. Cradle in the ring. 2 count as the LaMahi Straw cradle out of nowhere from Alex Shelley. Motor City Machine Guns in control for the moment after a great double teaming sequence. The young men out of Detroit, Michigan have been teaming together for some time. The Wolves, a relatively newer team, they don't have the longevity of the Machine Guns. But both teams right now perhaps the best at what they do in the world. This is 2CW. You're watching A Nightmare Before Christmas. Edwards grabs the ropes. He's going to create a timeout for himself. And he runs right into a kick from Chris Saban. He nearly took Eddie Edwards' head off. In comes Davy Richards. Richards into the ropes. Atomic drop. Now Saban. Drop kick to the shin. Edwards rolls through and a drop kick from Saban right into the face. The Wolves around the outside. I don't think we've ever seen this. The Wolves just being right now dominated, and stereo punches from the Guns. And Alex Shelley will take the moment to pose. The Wolves right now kind of back on their heels almost. And Davy Richards looks a little worse for wear. And did you hear that, wrestling fans, echo off the walls of this building? Temperature right now inside here has to be over 100 degrees. Outside can't be more than 20. Shelley misses the knife edge chop. Eddie Edwards gets caught on the kick. Now Shelley gets caught. And the leg whip around the rope by Davy Richards. And now the Wolves are going to take their turn and go to work here on the leg of Alex Shelley. The dragon screw leg whip around the middle rope by Davy Richards. It's painful without the rope even being in there. And the Wolves quickly jumping on the body part, Anderson-esque. Richards now just with those kicks right to the back of the leg. And he is trying to make Alex Shelley say uncle here and just put on the pain and the pressure. And he locks him up here now in an Indian deathlock. Right in the middle of the ring, Alex Shelley is in trouble. Davy Richards wrenching back on it. And you can see the grimace and pain on the face of Alex Shelley. Trying to get to his partner, Chris Saban, tag him into this matchup. No titles on the line here, folks. This is a non-title matchup, basically for pride. Bragging rights, whatever you call it. These guys travel in a lot of the same circles. And who is going to be the team that's got bragging rights that could say, yeah, the first time we met it was in 2CW in Syracuse, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and we were the team that won. Richards now the tag into Eddie Edwards, and they make a wish with Alex Shelley. The Wolves taking control here, the former 2CW Tag Team Champions. As Eddie Edwards planned on here, and he just wrenches back on the leg and falls down to the mat to try and create a little bit of leverage. And your knee's not supposed to bend that way. And not only will Eddie Edwards crimp the knee, but he's going to wrench back right here and pull on the leg of Alex Shelley. And he's got to be careful. It looked like for a second he was almost tapping out just with his hand signals. Bryce Remsburg right on top of it. Eddie Edwards now the tag into Davy Richards, and he will send a boot right into Alex Shelley. And Richards is going to go right back to work on that leg and try to keep softening it up. And that's got to be the strategy against the Guns. Keep them down and grounded on the mat. Do not let them fly all over the place and really get going at about 100 miles an hour. Take their legs out and ground them, and Shelley out of nowhere with an uppercut right to Davy Richards. Shelley fighting back here, only one good leg. Elbows Eddie Edwards. Here comes Shelley trying to make the tag, reaching out for Chris Sabin, and he will not do it. He is plowed right back into the corner of the American Wolves. Richards is just vicious, and look at that. Edwards with a kick. He's still not done. And the knee right across the chest with a double knee in the back by Davey Richards, and Sabin in to break up the pinning attempt with a drop kick across the ring. What a matchup this has been. The Wolves right now in control over the Guns. You are watching 2CW's A Nightmare Before Christmas. And the leg right back there is wrenched of Alex Shelley. The Wolves continuing to work on the leg, and it all started with a dragon screw leg whip by Davey Richards around the middle rope. And since then, the Wolves have been breaking down a body part. That is their style. They'll break it down. They will pound you, punch you, kick you, whatever they have to do. Literally, like their name says, Wolves. And Davey Richards back into the ring. And into the turnbuckle goes Alex Shelley. And there's the great tag team sense there of the Wolves. In goes Shelley after Sabin on the apron was knocked down. Davey over the top rope, lands on his feet, but that elbow and kick combination from the Wolves. Down goes Shelley. Richards up on top. This could be the beginning of the end here. The Wolves sensing blood. Here comes Davey with a missile drop kick. And the color of Alex Shelley, 2 and no. Richards right still on top of Shelley. Grabs the ankle lock right in the middle of the ring. And a couple of fans chanting tap here. Chris Sabin has worked his way back up to the apron. But tremendous tag team wrestling by the Wolves. And Richards meets the fist of Chris Sabin, and the Guns make the tag. But on the outside, Eddie Edwards pulls Sabin right off the apron down to the floor. Tremendous tag team wrestling by the Wolves. Really bending the rules right here. As before the double team sequence, when Sabin was on the apron, they knocked Sabin off and then double teamed Shelley. And then when Sabin finally got back up, Eddie Edwards coming around the ring to take Sabin off the apron. Sabin's the legal man, though. Into the turnbuckle goes Davey Richards. Eddie Edwards makes sure he doesn't get kicked by his own teammate, but now he does. Richards missed the enziguri. He kicked his teammate right in the head, and Richards instinctively dives back to Shelley so he cannot make the tag. Apparently the previous tag was not allowed, but now Shelley makes the tag, and in comes Sabin. Sabin, a drop kick to Edwards, takes him off the apron. Here comes Sabin, the flying forearm. Sabin out of a cannon, another elbow. He is flying all over the ring right now. Sabin setting him up one more time. In comes the elbow. And a plancha over the top by Chris Sabin down to the floor. Guns getting a second wind here. Flying body press right in the middle of the ring. Did you see that impact? 2 count. Richards kicks out. Richards was almost waiting for it in the middle, and he got hit full on by Sabin about 100 miles an hour. Up goes Richards. Fireman's carry not successful, but Sabin backs Richards into the corner. Forward roll. Kick to the head by Shelley. Richards on Dream Street. The Guns setting things up here. The knee dropped right down across Davey Richards. Now Shelley ties up Eddie Edwards. Sabin's got Richards back up. Kicks, spinning DDT. And now Edwards caught almost in a sleeper hold as the cover is made. 2.5 only. The Guns nearly had it. They had everything working in their favor. One man was tied up while the other was pinned. And a drop kick on the outside by Eddie Edwards sends Shelley to the canvas, and over goes Chris Sabin. Sabin hung out a little bit. He didn't go straight to the floor. Here come the Wolves. Knees in stereo. Wolves saying they're now going to fly. Here comes Davey and Eddie. Stereo suicide dives to the floor. All 4 men are out on the floor here. They have given it their all. And look, you can see the great camera work bringing it right into your living room. All 4 men on the floor absolutely spent. They haven't been going at it a while. That said, everything has been done just so crisply, so toughly, so physically that it's taken a toll on these four men. Very warm in the building right now. Here comes Davey Richards, the running forearm to Chris Sabin. Davey's not done. A knee strike right to the face. Sabin is out of it. German suplex to the bridge. 2.5 Sabin gets out. Might have been purely on instinct. Again, Richards just does not let his opponents breathe, and out to the guardrail goes Alex Shelley down on the floor. No titles on the line here, just pride. Richards saying that's it in the ring. Up goes Sabin. He blocks the suplex with a knee right to the head of Davey Richards. Sabin off the ropes, runs into a kick. Sabin now with a boot. Sabin off the ropes, and he catches him with a front kick by Davey Richards right to the chest. Up goes Sabin. A powerbomb backbreaker combination, that might do it. 2 3/4 right there. That move has won so many matches for American Wolves. Eddie Edwards, though, pulled out to the floor. Alex Shelley throws him into the guardrail. That said so many times, that powerbomb backbreaker combination has won a match for the American Wolves, and that's how they won the tag team titles at Living on the Edge over Up in Smoke. Davey Richards with the ankle lock in the ring. It's rolled through 2 2.5. Richards kicks out of the roll-up, but Shelley then comes in. Super kick, Edwards in super kick, and now a clothesline by Sabin. Richards takes Sabin out of his boots. 2.5. Fans, you almost cannot blink here. The action has come so fast and furious. On a Finkel chant now from the fans here in Syracuse. They cannot believe what they're seeing. And this is how we come to the close here at Nightmare Before Christmas. The presents have been opened. This is that Red Ryder BB gun under the back of the tree that you find after all the other presents have been opened. Up goes Chris Sabin. Davey Richards on the top. Sabin falls off him, and Richards crushed on the top. Eddie Edwards misses, and he gets kicked in the back of the head. Sabin going up, sliced bread from Chris Sabin. Sabin now going to the top. Top rope Frankensteiner. The Wolves collide, and they're both down. Chris Sabin saying it's over here. Here comes Alex Shelley. Oh, down he goes. The Guns call that skull and bones, and there's the 3. And the Motor City Machine Guns have defeated American Wolves. And look at the crowd here, the fans. Not that guy, but the fans rising to their feet here. A standing ovation for this matchup. Let's take a look at the highlights, and I'll just let you watch it. And there you see it, the highlights from this match. Motor City Machine Guns defeat American Wolves here at Syracuse, and the fans giving these 4 men a standing ovation. What a battle we just witnessed. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is 2CW. You're not going to see this match anywhere else. 2CW, you just saw it. The first time ever the Motor City Machine Guns defeat American Wolves at Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think that pretty much sums it up. And now Chris Sabin walking over to Davey Richards. And remember, Richards didn't really want to shake hands earlier. He did so, but did so not really willingly. And Chris Sabin now extending a hand to help up Davey Richards. And again, another round of applause for these four Gladiators who just gave everything they could here in this matchup, hit every move they could think of. And all four men will exchange handshakes in the middle of the ring. And Davey Richards has the mic.
You know, I've been coming here for a couple months now, and every time I come here, there's a name brought in. And there's no real motivation for these guys to go out and give it all because they have bigger paychecks waiting in other places. But these guys didn't need to do what they did tonight. They came out here, they kicked our ass, they gave you guys the hell of a show. So what do you think 2CW? I think the real thanks goes to the Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, fans, it truly was not a nightmare before Christmas, but certainly a pleasant dream for almost everybody here at the 2CW Arena. What a night it was. And it was capped off by a tremendous tag team matchup between the two teams, the Motor City Machine Guns and the American Wolves. Though for one man, as we bring this night to a close, unfortunately it was a nightmare, and that was for Jay Freddy. And our thoughts are with him, and that hopefully he is okay after the reprehensible actions of Jason Axe earlier tonight. That said, that is not 2CW. This is. Thank you for joining us, and Merry Christmas.